So I'm Katie. I'm 21 years old. I actually grew up in Plymouth-Canton. I went to Plymouth-Canton Schools. Right now, I am a graduating student at the George Washington University in DC. And then in January, I will be getting my master's in education at the University of Illinois.
And you had personal experience with bullying.
Yeah, I do. When I was in middle school, I told my best friend that I liked girls, and she didn't like that as much as I had hoped. We'd been friends for a long time, but I guess that was the end of our friendship because she told the rest of the school, and the rest of the school didn't like it either, and they picked on me. They called me names, they knocked my books out of my hand, they made school a miserable place to be. I hated going. And I loved school, so it was awful. One day, a group of kids came up behind me and slammed my hand in my locker, and they broke my finger. I lied to my mom about what was going on, and it was horrible, and she saw how miserable I was. She didn't know why, but she saw how miserable I was, and we ended up switching schools.
And was this at West?
Yeah, it was West Middle School.
So when did you end up telling your parents?
I told my parents my freshman year of high school, and they were beyond supportive. My mom asked me if I were gay multiple times before I came out to her. She told me, it's okay, we love you, we support you, we just want to help you. And they did in the end, and I should have known that.
And so maybe because, we talk to a lot of parents, can you tell us, what that support from your parents has meant for you?
Oh, the support from my parents is probably the most important thing I've ever gotten in my entire life. My mom has been absolutely wonderful. She traveled the country with me while I was working on my anti-bullying campaigns to try to lower the rating of the documentary film Bully, to show kids the film so we can start conversations about bullying. She's a pediatrician, so she does anti-bullying work, LGBT work in her own time, really just because I'm her daughter and she wants to support me and support my identity and make the world a better place for me to live.
You never told anybody at the school about this?
No, I didn't, because there were no out teachers. There were no teachers who visibly supported LGBT students. I didn't know that there was, or if there was anyone there who knew how to talk about these things or even wanted to talk about these things with me. I just felt so alone, and I felt like I didn't have anyone to talk to.
And so what would you want to tell school officials here in Plymouth-Canton about bullying and what can be done?
I would love to tell them that it really is a huge problem. It's something that they have to address. They have to talk about it. Even if their personal beliefs don't align with whatever the conversation is, they still have a responsibility to create a safe learning environment for their students. That's why the kids are there. They're there to learn, and they have a responsibility to make that a place for them to be able to learn.
Can you speak to the importance of GSAs in school? Were you involved in that?
Yeah, all through high school I was in my GSA. It's so important for kids to have a place to go and talk about their identity safely, talk about things they're going through, have other people who share experiences. And it's really, really important to have a faculty member in GSA. My GSA leader, she also was my math teacher. She was one of my favorite teachers ever. I talked to her after school all the time. We hung out. She was great. I felt so safe around her. She was just a huge support for me. And I hope that other kids will have the opportunities to have that, because it really does help. Also for other students on campus, just knowing that there's a GSA and that there's a place where LGBT students have a place to go and are accepted is also huge. We made a huge point of, in the morning when we would do announcements, instead of saying GSA meetings on Fridays, we would say our Gay Straight Alliance meetings on Friday, just so kids hear the word gay in a positive way. So GSAs, they're so great. They're so awesome. Every school should have one.
How about middle school?
Absolutely. I think middle school should have one. If I had a GSA in middle school, I would have had a safe place to go. I would have met other kids. That's totally something kids are thinking about in middle school, whether teachers and parents want to believe it or not. It's happening. It's out there. They hear it. They talk about it. They know it, whether we're telling them or not. And if we have a safe place for them to talk about it and learn correct information, then they're going to get better information than Googling it on the internet.
Is there anything else that you'd like to say to parents and school teachers here in Plymouth-Canton?
Just be there for your kids. Be there for your students. Listen to them and hear what they need. If they need to talk, if they need resources, just make sure that they know that you're there, because you are their biggest support, whether they want to admit it or not.
Great. Thank you so much, Katy.
Of course. Thank you.